Yeah, and so you've kind of taken these systems that you've created and applied it to around this whole 80/20 principle. Like it seems like your business is sort of evolves around this. Like your podcast is named the 80/20 real estate podcast. You're wearing the shirt.
Yeah,
So
baby.
can you explain what the 80/20 principle is and why you've devoted your business to figuring this out?
Yeah, simply put, the 80/20 principle is finding the leverage point, the minimal effective action that creates the biggest possible result. And this can be applied to business, life, habits, health, wealth, relationships, everything that is systems focused can have an input and an output where you find a leverage point so that the minimal input creates the maximal output. And the 80/20 principle is just at the end of the day, it's just a mental model for how to look at an otherwise chaotic environment. So if you think about the, real estate acquisitions business, like there's a lot going on. You have a lot of different moving pieces. You have a lot of leads coming in that all stack on itself and need follow-up continuously. You have title companies, you have asset protection, legal, property management, all of this stuff. If you are just by yourself and you're looking at this landscape, it's chaotic. But when you put on your 80/20 sunglasses and you look at things through this 80/20 principle, you find that there's really only like 3 points where you should be focusing all your energy. And typically, in a real estate company, it's, if you're the CEO, it's making sure you don't run out of money. It's making sure you have the right people in place in the right seats. And it's making sure that you have it's making sure that you have a culture of systems and processes in your business that can grow without you. And that's sort of high level, like what you need to be focusing on, unless you're really good at sales and you really love doing sales and you want to just be doing sales all the time and not doing all the other stuff, or you want to be doing the property management piece, or you want to be doing the wealth building legal side and like getting creative with how you're moving money and all that stuff. Whatever you want to do, you can create your business so that you're just focusing on the stuff that you really enjoy. And that in and of itself is a leverage point, because if you're doing what you're great at, you're going to attract other people into the company that see that excitement. And if you follow that line of excitement, it just sort of creates a really cool environment to make money, and everybody has a good time and you don't burn out. So I think committing to building a business that way is the first step towards like building a business in an 80/20 fashion, and really getting good at isolating the bottlenecks and looking at your business for like stepping outside of your business just for a second. And it's hard to do that because people are so wrapped up in the day-to-day, but doing that is just really high leverage work. We call it like $10,000 per hour type of work. And, at the end of the day, the biggest thing you can do is just to create systems for other people to do the stuff that you don't need to be doing. Like if you write a list of everything you're doing right now in your business, in your rental business, on one side in one column, and then on the other column, you move over the items that only you can do, like only you need to be doing, you'll find that it's like 5% of the total list is stuff that you need to be doing as like the CEO that, has to sign the checks or whatever. So, it's just a way of thinking about life and business, and it's kind of the underlying principle for a lot of everything in my personal life as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I did that exercise that you just kind of referred to, given a high level overview over, and it was super enlightening. And you're absolutely right. There was like 4 things out of the 100 plus things that I wrote down that I did over the last week in my business that really are the 4 key things that I should be doing. So, I'd love to share that tool with the audience if that's all right. I know it's
the Freedom Focuser.
Yeah. What's the
100%? I think you can download it if you go to InvestorFuse.com/focus. Let me try that real quick. Yep. If you go to InvestorFuse.com/focus, it takes you to Google Sheets version of the template you can copy. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It would take 5 minutes to explain it if you wanted, but
yeah, I'm just going to share my screen real quick to show it.
Cool.
Just because it was super enlightening for me, and I think this audience would really enjoy it as well.
Yeah. Not only does it tell you what your dollar per hour output is currently, it also shows you the priority of what you need to start delegating first and who you need to hire next. And those are kind of the three biggest pieces right there. Like, what do I get rid of first? Who do I hire next? What is my productivity? Your productivity is simply like how much, like your dollar per hour output. So if you want to make $1 million per year, you need to be technically, kind of the math works out. If you have 200 full days of execution per year, you need to be making $625 per hour. So this allows you to see that gap. You know, if you're only making $45 per hour, you got some work to do. You got some slashing to do and some hiring and some systems building to really get your business up to that level. So to do this, you just basically, the task column right there, you populate this with as many possible individual line item tasks that you've done in the last week that you can think of, both personal and business. Check my email, and then you go over and you say, how long did it take? 5 hours of email, 3 hours of social media, 3 hours of pulling comps and deal analysis, 2 hours of legal work, 1 hour of handling property management reports. Like, just list all the tasks that you're doing and then write down how long it takes. And then the powerful piece here is the category side on the left. This is what we call the energy audit. And this is how we're going to prioritize what you're going to have to get rid of first. You basically just look at this and mark down what you are, what you love and you're great at, what you like and you're good at, what you don't like, but you're good at it. You're sort of obligated to do it. And then what you don't like and you're not good at, which is what your zone of incompetence. And you just pick a number. And once you fill this out, then you can go over to the right side of this piece here and choose the dollar per hour rate of, in column G, you choose the dollar per hour rate of that task. And there's a little key up top that says value per hour levels. So you'll see admin, work, manager, and owner/strategy. So you kind of decide what bucket that task falls in, and then you choose that dollar per hour rate in this column. And what that does is it automatically calculates based on how much time you spent doing that. It automatically calculates your average value per hour. And the more detailed you get with everything from, cooking food to cleaning the house, to taking the trash out, to getting on your meetings, to typing out blog posts or whatever it is you're doing, publishing stuff on social media, podcasting for you, Kirby. Yeah. And to be super detailed. And this is going to give you a very accurate report of really how you need to start delegating. So then the next step, if you're following me here, is once you've assigned a category to your tasks, is you copy from the first task under the task column. Yeah, and then you drag it all the way over and copy all the tasks, and you drag that arrow all the way over to the SOP column. Yeah, and then you drag it all the way down. Oh, sorry. First you have to sort by the category. So
that's right.
You sort by the category because you want to move over the stuff that you're not good at. So do it again. So it's Z through A. Yeah. So all 4 3s and 2s, you drag all the tasks that are 4 3s and 2s, starting at the task top there. Yeah. 4 3s and 2s only. So that way you keep stuff that you keep the stuff that's in your magic zone. Copy that, and then you move it, you paste it in the delegation list, which is the second column here. Right there, you just copy, paste. And then you sort by how long that task takes. And what you're left with, do it again, Z through A.
Oh, sorry.
what you're left with is a list of the stuff that isn't in your magic zone that takes up the most time.
So key. So key.
Yeah. So it's super simple. It gets it out of your head. It lets you see, it just lets you see how this is going to be possible to free yourself up. And just doing this alone is a super powerful exercise in gaining awareness around how you're spending your time. And then, you know, the next thing is you can assign who the future owner of that task is going to be. And if you have a standard operating procedure for that yet, and this gives you a priority of the work that you have to start doing to remove yourself from that. And so you can focus more on your twos and ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, this was just the first, even not getting into the dollars per hour, like just as a first part of it, just listing out what you're doing just for awareness.
Yeah.
Yep. Assigning those categories 1 through 4 and sorting it by that and seeing how many 4 categories of like, you know, I ran this errand or I sent this email or I responded to this thing that, you know, doesn't drive any real value in my business. It
Yep.
just was super enlightening. And then I shared this with my assistant and I said, you know, let me know the things that you can take off my plate, you know, and we can build a system around it. We can build an SOP around it. And so it helped immensely because she didn't understand what I was doing either until I showed her this list. So, so definitely, I mean, if you're listening to this, sorry, you know, it's, we talked through it on the screen and it's probably hard to visualize, but definitely go over to InvestorFuse / what is it again? I'm sorry.
/focus.
Focus. That's it. So InvestorFuse.com /focus, and you can get a free template there and copy it in Google Sheets. So I really appreciate, sorry to put you on the spot here. And
no, man, I love teaching that. That's the thing that gives people the biggest aha moment right there.